Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Honourable members, welcome back. Before we proceed, let me introduce to you our guests. They might want to leave early. Let me not hold them for long. Is it Kavoyo Primary School or Kayoyo? Kayoyo Primary School. Please stand up, our students from Kayoyo. They have come with Honorable Nchisi Central East. Nchisi Central East. You want to say something to your students, Honorable? A quick one.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving a chance to greet my students. This is our National Assembly. You just maybe heard that the Parliament, this is a Parliament, you are most welcome. I hope one of you, in the coming maybe 5 or 10 years, you sit on my chair. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. You are welcome, our students. Enjoy your day and hope to see you again soon. Zimba South, what's gone out of order?
Mr. Speaker, through you, on Standing Order 205, dressing code. I see that Sanjay Central is putting on a sports shoe. In football fraternity, it is allowed to put on a suit and a sports shoe. But here at Parliament, I don't know if he can declare himself. He's putting on a sports shoe, a white one. Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Sanjay South. Is it southeast, southwest? Southwest. You are being accused of wearing a trainer. Now, I'm looking at our dress code, 204. It mentions about our dress code, but it doesn't say anything about shoes. But, I'll read it. The official dress for male members of National Assembly shall be a lounge suit, a pair of long trousers, a tie, and a jacket. I think the framers wanted us to be smart and official. So as long as, even though it's not mentioning anything on the shoes, but the shoes should be official. Let's make sure that official shoes are those that come with a suit. Let's take note of that, and let's keep that dress code. I rule so. Let's now move to questions. We continue from where we stopped. with questions. Sanjay Southwest, I know you were mentioned. You have the floor.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir. I don't know which shoes he's talking about. Does he want me to stand in front so he must see my shoes first? Then he can confirm whether I'm wearing the wrong shoes.
Sanjay Southwest, I made a ruling, and we don't have to see your shoe. We know you wear smart shoes. Continue doing so.
Thank you.
So long as they're matching with your suit, they're official, they will be accepted. Let's avoid trainers if we think of wearing trainers. But I know the honorable member, I haven't seen him today, I didn't pay attention to his feet, but I'm sure he's always decent and official.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir. I think he's not only colorblind, but he's blind. So he didn't see me. Can you allow me to stand there so he must see my shoes?
No, it's fine. Oh, you're coming. So, Zimba South. Zimba South. Next time before you accuse someone, be sure. Be very sure. Because your point of order is ruled out. Okay, honorable members, let's go to Doha South. Is someone calling for point of order? Zimba, yes, what's gone out of order, Honorable? Use your mic, Honorable. It's not working? Our IT.
Right Honorable Speaker, I think the confusion that you've seen is exactly the point at which I'm rising on. The system there keeps loading since we came back from break, but the people of Mzimba West, Mangochi East would like to participate in the debate. So if the IT team could work on that, I submit, Speaker.
Okay, please try again from your seat. Honorable members, let's all switch off our mics. Let's try this. Try again. Let's all switch off our mics so we can try. Try again. It's just loading. Okay, we'll send our IT staff there to see what's going on. Minister of Agriculture, I see you're switching on your mic. You can stand and say hi to us. Thank you. Is that another point of order? We need to move on. Gingy Central. But that's not your seat, Honorable. Your mic is also not working. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity that I can comment. I would like to acknowledge the play that has been played very wonderfully, played about the dressing code. But I would like to add that, Mr. Speaker, being an honorable house, we need to behave honorably and be honest. Otherwise, if a small thing like this, we can behave like that, what about the major things that the communities we depend on trust us? I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I made a ruling on that one. We got better things to discuss. Let's move on. We're going to question 233 to Ministry of Health and Sanitation. 233 is coming from Doha Southeast. You have the floor, Doha Southeast. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to confirm that question 233 of today's order paper is really coming from people of Doha Southeast, the gorgeous people of Doha Southeast, TM Kukula, sub-tiers Chidoti, Chipeni, and Manondo. I submit.
Thank you, Doha Southeast. Minister of Health and Sanitation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and through you, let me thank the honorable member for Doha Southeast, who has asked my ministry whether the government will consider upgrading Changhungu Health Center into a community hospital. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government remains committed to ensuring that all Malawians have access to quality, equitable, and affordable health services. My ministry continuously assesses the distribution, functionality, and capacity of health facilities to ensure that investments are aligned with population needs, disease burden, service utilization, referral patterns, and the efficient use of available resources. With regard to Chankuku Health Center, the facility is located approximately 23 kilometers from Doha District Hospital, which serves as the main referral facility for the district. Given this relatively short distance and the existing referral arrangements, the upgrading of Chankuku Health Center into a community hospital was assessed under the Integrated Capital Investment Prioritization process. And Mr. Speaker, sir, following the prioritization exercise, which considered factors, as I mentioned earlier on, to do with population served, accessibility, infrastructure gaps, referral patterns, and investment requirements, Chankuku Health Center was not recommending for upgrading into community hospital at this time. And I repeat, at this time. The assessment determined that an upgrade would not be most efficient allocation of limited health sector resources, considering that the facility would primarily serve referrals from limited number of feeder facilities, namely Mvela Mission Health Center and Mvela Army Health Center, whilst Doha District Hospital remains accessible at the designated referral facility. Mr. Speaker, sir, the ministry is therefore prioritizing the strengthening of existing services at Chankungu Health Center, rather than upgrading it to a higher facility. In this regard, the capital investment plan has prioritized rehabilitation of the facility, which is planned for implementation during the 2026-2027 financial year. The rehabilitation works will focus on improving the functionality of the facility, enhancing the quality of services provided, and ensuring that the health center is able and effectively to respond to the healthcare needs of the population it serves. I would also like to inform the House that through the health facility rehabilitation funds in the previous financial year of 2025 to 2026, Chankungu Health Center underwent comprehensive rehabilitation. The works undertaken included rehabilitation of the water supply system, connection to electricity, improvements to waste management infrastructure, and other essential facility upgrades. These investments have significantly improved the facility's capacity to provide primary health care. Mr. Speaker, sir, whilst government does not consider upgrading of Chankungu Health Center to a community hospital to be an immediate priority, this does not rule out the future consideration. Any future review will be guided by changes in population growth, service demand, referral patterns, infrastructure needs, and available resources, and national health sector priorities. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Minister of Health. Let's go to Kasungu West. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for recognizing the people of Kasungu West to ask the Minister of Health a supplementary question. I wanted to know what criteria do the minister use to upgrade a hospital to a community. I have in mind in my constituency, Linyangwa Health Center. Would the minister consider to upgrade the Linyangwa Health Center to a community hospital? Because people from Linyangwa to access health services, they come from very far, almost 30 kilometers away from Kasungu District Hospital. Would also the minister, under Senior Chief Iruka, we don't have a good hospital there. Furthermore, I want to ask also the minister if it is possible to consider construct Kampuru Trading Center, a health center, so that the people there also can have access for health services. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you so much, Kasungu West. We go to Chitipa North. Chitipa North, right at the end of our beautiful country. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, our Right Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Chitipa North constituency, where Malawi starts. From the people, from the Senior Chief Mwalambia and Senior Chief Kameme. Would like to ask a supplementary question to our able Minister of Health to consider upgrading the two oldest health centers, Kapenda, that was constructed in 1971, and Kameme Health Center from 1954, when all of us were not here. Honorable Minister, we're requesting for your consideration to upgrade it to community rural hospitals so that people can have access to quality health services and further reduce the maternal and neonatal deaths that are currently rising in our constituency. Thank you so much. I submit.
Thank you, Chitipa North. Mzuzu City South. Mzuzu City South. What is at the end? Is it east or west? West? Yes. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for allowing the people of the Southwest to ask a supplementary question to the Honorable Minister of Health. The people of Mzuzi Southwest would like our able minister through the minister to help the people of Mzuzi Southwest to build a health center in Otua, specifically in Kokwe Ward, which is at the center of the constituency. The health center will assist the people and will also help to decongest the people, to decongest Mzuzi Central Hospital as well as the Mapale Health Center. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Health.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. And through you, let me thank the honorable members who have asked my ministry supplementary questions. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to provide guidance on the questions that honorable members do ask in regards to upgrading of a health center to community hospital. My ministry conducted a comprehensive assessment nationwide and identified areas looking at the current availability of health centers, health posts, rural hospitals that are currently there, the central hospitals, just a nationwide assessment. And these assessments established points where community hospitals can be constructed or can be expanded, considering all the factors that we look into. And most of these factors are population that the facility will be serving, accessibility, if it is already there, or if it is not there, we can raise what the best thing we can do at the facility. So this is just the guidance that I want to give to the House in regards to community upgrading of health centers to community hospitals. And the question that was asked by Kasungu West on what exactly my ministry considers when we are upgrading a health center to rural hospital, again, the same answer suffices. And in this regard, the honorable member is looking at upgrading Linyangwa Health Center. Again, if you bring it as a question, we'll be able to look specifically for Linyangwa Health Center and also advise what infrastructure it may be needed at Linyangwa. And in terms of Kampuno Trading Center, where there is currently no facility, my ministry has taken note of this and will be able to look into it. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Minister of Health. Let us now go to question 253. Yes, Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to move that the order paper be varied in order for us to tackle general business, presentation of committee reports, beginning with the F4 and then F5 as I had promised on Friday. I would like to keep my word. I beg to move, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Blantyre City, is it? Yes, Honorable Leader.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention that today's order paper has got two sections under Ministry of Health. So if you go down on question 276, you will find that there's also Ministry of Education. I don't know whether that was, because it looks like you have exhausted on the top part, but on the bottom part you don't have. And I'm saying this to you because a member from Chikoa North had asked the people of Blantyre City, Chiromoni, Kabulan, and Tori constituency to pray through your office that they were delayed when coming here and the question had not been asked. But by the time we had not gone down to 276. But the Ministry of Health has got actually two sections, the one at the top and the one at the bottom. I hope you are aware. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Blanter City, you'll have to discuss with the leader in order for him to allow to guide on that one. On the different page or different questions appearing twice for the same ministry, I think that depends with the time the questions came in. So you might find some questions in the beginning for Minister of Health. You go back at the end, you also find Minister of Health also having some questions because of the timing of those questions. So that is in order. Honourable members, we have a motion as moved by the Leader of the House that we vary today's order paper in order for us to tackle, we end question time in order for us to tackle business under Standing Order 69. Committee reports. Okay, in order for us to tackle presentation of committee reports, starting with F4, going down to F5. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary views say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried.
General business, presentation of committee reports. 4, the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Rural Development on the preparedness of key stakeholders for the implementation of the Reformed Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in the 2026-2027 financial year.
Thank you. Honorable Chair for local authorities. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to present the paper standing in my name under item 2B, Roman numeral 5 of the order paper. Thank you.
Thank you. Sergeant at Arms. Chairperson, do you wish to speak to your report?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to speak to the report.
Please proceed. Mukunyoza mbili.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for granting the Local Authorities Committee an opportunity to table and present a report based on the previous activities undertaken, and a special thanks to the Leader of the House for the consideration to ensure that this report is tabled today. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm greatly honored and privileged to stand before the August House to present the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Rural Development on preparedness, rollout processes, and accessibility of CDF funds following the passing of the 2026-2027 national budget. The report is based on engagement, stakeholder engagement, and monitoring visits that the committee undertook, including Minister of Local Government, Minister of Finance, Lilongwe City Council, National Local Government Finance Committee, Local Government Service Commission, Mzimba, not in Zimba, but Mbewa District Council, Kasungu District Council, Deza District Council, and Balaga District Council. Mr. Speaker, I am mindful of the time constraints that we have, and I'll just speak to the report instead of getting all the details. Mr. Speaker, sir, as indicated already, the committee undertook engagement meetings with the key stakeholders to indeed establish the preparedness and how the CDF has been rolled out and at what level is this fund now being accessed. In a special way, let me acknowledge the statement presented in this House by the able Minister of Local Government, which detailed the preparations, and the committee totally agree with those recommendations as well as the update that the Minister provided. So in a nutshell, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee observes that there are adequate preparations for the implementation of CDF. These include availability of constituency development plans, the establishment of constituency development committees, and the prioritization that is going on within the districts. And indeed, in some cases, the committee observed movements towards the processes that would enable councils access the CDF funds, particularly for the new and district level projects. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the rollout of the CDF, the committee observes and noted that this far, 13.4 billion has been dispersed to the local authorities for administration purposes, and indeed 15 billion has been dispersed to MEDEF, making a total of 28.4 billion that has been moved from Treasury to local authorities and MEDEF. Maybe we have to indeed thank the Minister of Finance or Treasury for this particular movement. This shows that we are making progress. Indeed, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, in terms of accessibility, this entails that the local authorities, as we speak, have accessed the 13.4 billion, or the local authorities. despite some challenges and delays, which the committee noted it was because of the FMEs. And as we speak, unfortunately, no council has actually submitted any certificates to Treasury for the first window, which is for the new projects and district level projects, which would have triggered the disbursement of 20% for those projects. So that on that end, we do not have much movement. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee would like to report to this House that at the time this report was concluded, no local authority had submitted a list of CDF loan beneficiaries to MEDEF, meaning that as we speak, no one has accessed the funds, despite the fact that there's the increasing demand. And let me make a special acknowledgement that now as we table the report, only Lilongwe District Council has submitted a list of beneficiaries for CDF to MEDEF. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I move towards the end of the presentation, the committee is a bit worried with the current funding arrangement, whereby project financing is largely dependent upon certification processes before additional resources are released. While the committee appreciates the importance of accountability and prudent financial management, it is of the considered view that an overly rigid certification-based approach may, at the end of the day, slow the project implementation. Councils may be compelled to wait for the completion and certification of ongoing procurement and construction processes before accessing resources for subsequent projects, thereby affecting implementation schedules and slowing down development in the constituencies. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee also observes that there is variation in institutional preparedness among local authorities, which we request the Minister of Local Government to provide timely support to local authorities that could be struggling with a number of processes that would enable them access funding. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, let me just single out a few recommendations that the committee is making in this report. Firstly, the committee recommends that the Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Development should ensure the timely release of the funds under all windows for the reformed Constituency Development Fund to avoid implementation delays. There is indeed a genuine worry that as this is the second quarter of the fiscal year, perhaps as we approach the rainy season, we could also experience some delays. Therefore, it is of importance that the Treasury or the Minister of Finance releases the funds as demanded. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me also highlight one more important recommendation. The CDF has been broken down into windows. 82% of the CDF is for new projects and district level projects. And this is where the big story is, that access to these funds will depend on a certification process that many local authorities are still working on. The committee is making a special request to the Minister of Finance and Minister of Local Government to consider the implementation, a quicker implementation of the disaster and rehabilitation window that constitutes 5%. And the committee appreciates the progress and support and capacity building that government has invested in the local authorities. So the local authorities have procurement processes, and just as we speak, based on the report the minister provided, every constituency has 3 officers, including procurement. And therefore, it is a recommendation from this committee that perhaps the Ministry of Local Government and Ministry of Finance should use a different performance-based approach for this particular window. Mr. Speaker, sir, almost every member of parliament is having a demand in the constituencies to fix smaller projects. And now we are almost clocking a year in office, and already there's the danger that most of us would not come back next year, or 2030 in the next elections, because we are not performing. And my fear, Mr. Speaker, sir, we may also lose you. So you may help us in lobbying the Minister of Local Government and Minister of Finance to actually help with the 5% window from the CDF, so that members of parliament would have something to respond to the small disasters and the projects that are happening in our constituencies. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, your committee is satisfied that government and the key implementing institutions have made commendable progress in preparing for the implementation of reformed Constituency Development Fund, the development of implementation frameworks, strengthening of institutional arrangements, recruitment of technical personnel, establishment of financial management systems, and release of substantial financial resources all demonstrate government's commitment to the successful implementation of this important program. However, preparedness must now translate into tangible results. The committee is concerned that although the necessary financial resources have largely been mobilized, actual implementation on the ground has not progressed as expected. Delays in accessing funds, submitting beneficiary lists, certifying projects, and operationalizing key financial windows continue to be slow, and this is where the committee is making a candid request to relevant authorities to support the local authorities to roll out a number of windows. Mr. Speaker, sir, with these few remarks, I beg to move that the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Rural Development on the preparedness of key stakeholders for the implementation of the reformed Constituency Development Fund in 2026-2027 financial year be adopted by this Honourable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move.
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move that time be extended in order for the House to process the 2 reports. I am simply keeping my word. So I'll process the 2 reports before we wind up the day. I beg to move, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honourable members, we have a motion as moved by the leader. You remember Friday we had agreed to compensate some few minutes. It's on record, and the leader has just asked for that we extend time in order to tackle 2 reports as announced earlier. I now put a question. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Let me get a seconder. Yes, Mchinji Southeast.
Mchinji South Honorable Speaker.
Chinji South,
Yes.
you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for recognizing a member of Local Authorities Committee to second on the report. And I indeed rise to second the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Rural Development on the preparedness of key stakeholders for the implementation of the Reformed Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in the 2026-2027 financial year, which has been ably presented by the chairperson. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the chairperson has already outlined, the committee engaged the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Development, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the National Local Government Finance Committee, the Local Authorities Service Commission, the Malawi Enterprise Development Fund, and several local authorities to assess their readiness to implement the reformed Constituency Development Fund. The committee was engaged to note that the government has established the necessary institutional framework to support implementation of the program, the preparation of the implementation guidelines, recruitment of technical personnel, strengthening of the financial management systems, and allocation of the substantial financial resources demonstrates government commitments to making the reforms a success. Mr. Speaker, sir, without repeating the comprehensive presentation, Mr. Speaker, sir, without repeating the comprehensive presentation made by the chairperson, allow me to highlight a few important issues which, in the committee's view, deserve special attention by this honorable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, one of the encouraging findings was that many local authorities have commendable progress in the preparing constituency development plans through participatory planning involving communities. This is an important departure from previous approaches because it ensures that the projects implemented under the reformed CDF are informed by genuine development priorities identified by the people themselves. The committee also welcomes the establishment of the constituency offices and the recruitment of additional technical personnel, which will strengthen project supervision and improve service delivery in the local level. Mr. Speaker, sir, notwithstanding these achievements, the committee observed that preparedness remains uneven across local government authorities. While some councils are adequately staffed and operationally ready, others continue to face shortages of engineers, procurement officers, accountants, and other technical personnel. Unless these disparities are addressed, there is a risk that implementation of the reform CDF will progress at different speeds across the country, thereby denying some constituencies the timely development they deserve. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee was also pleased to learn that the government has already released 15 billion to the Malawi Enterprise Development Fund, MEDEF, for the Youth and Women Economic Empowerment Loans Facility, and 13.4 billion to local authorities for administrative expenses. These are important milestones in the operationalizing the reform CDF and clearly demonstrate government's commitment to decentralized development. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee is concerned that despite these financial commitments, implementation on the ground has not progressed as expected. At the time of committee concluded this work, no local authority had submitted project certificates to Treasury for the release of the project implementation funds. Similarly, no council had submitted beneficiary lists to MEDEF to facilitate disbursement of loans to women and youth groups. This means that although resources are available, the intended beneficiaries are yet to realize the full benefits of the program. Mr. Speaker, sir, another issue that deserves attention is the accessibility of the different CDF financing windows. While councils have generally accessed administrative funds, many experience delays due to operational challenges within the Integrated Financial Management Information System, IFMIS. Furthermore, constituencies are yet to benefit from the disaster and the updation window, thereby limiting their ability to respond promptly to emergencies
and complete agent community projects. The committee also noted that uncertainty regarding procedures for administering the loans facility has created confusion among councils and prospective beneficiaries. Women and youths, groups who are expected to benefit significantly from the program, continue to wait because implementation procedures have not been completed. The committee therefore believes that there is urgent need for greater coordination among implementation issues to ensure that administrative processes do not frustrate objective processes. Mr. Speaker, sir, in these view observations, the committee strongly supports the recommendation presented by the chairperson. In particular, government should expedite the operationalization of all financing windows under the reformed CDF, strengthening technical support to local authorities, resolve if misrelated challenges, ensure timely submission of project certificates and beneficial lists, and intensify public awareness on the loans component of the program. Equally important is the need to continue strengthening the technical capacity of local government through recruitment of qualified personnel and continuous training. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Reformed Constituency Development Fund has the potential to transform rural communities by improving access to infrastructure, empowering women and youth economically, enhancing disaster response, and promoting inclusive local development. However, the success of the program would depend on the commitment of the implementation institutions to execute their responsibilities efficiently, transparently, and in accordance with the improved implementation framework. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to commend the chairperson of and all the members of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Rural Development for producing a comprehensive and timely report. I also extend my appreciation to all government institutions and stakeholders that appeared before the committee and provided valuable information during this oversight exercise. With these few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to second the motion that the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Local Development and Preparedness of the key stakeholders and implementation of the Reformed Constituency Development Fund in the 2026-2027 financial year be adopted by this House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think we need to know what is the limit with these few remarks. Thank you so much for seconding the report. I'll start the debate with Nzimba South. Nzimba South, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving the people of Mzimba South to add a word, some observation towards the report that our colleagues from local authorities have found out and they are yet to find out. Firstly, let me thank them for a good report. They have done good investigation and they have done a commendable job. Secondly, let me also thank the Minister of Local Government. Last week, we just saw him launching a dashboard that will clearly be indicating the progress that are happening on a specific projects. That's a milestone. That's a good job, Mr. Minister of Local Government. We need that as a country so that at least when we are progressing, everybody should be aware of what is happening on the ground. Through you, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted how I wish through you, Mr. Speaker, CDF money, the 5 billion, is too much money for this country, for our constituencies. How I wish if there was a continuous oversight by this committee. How I wish once we adopt this report, the next time we are meeting again in November, they should do follow up to other councils. Because from this report, it is indicating that they only checked about 3 to 4 councils out of 36, which which is a small sample. How I wish we can give them another mandate through you, so that at least they should have a continuous engagement to the councils where they're lagging behind, they can be pushed and then with the help of Minister of Local Government. The third thing that I had observed, last week, the nation reported that 1.2 billion has actually been disbursed to the youths and women. And was the report from our colleagues is indicating that nothing to date has been given to the young people. So I just wanted maybe the chair to come out very clear, because Madef indicated that a 1.2 billion was actually disbursed to the young people, whilst the report is saying that nothing today has been disbursed. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, there is an observation about the 5% disaster preparedness fund from the CDF portion, CDF money. I just wanted the Minister of Finance and Minister of Local Government to come out very clear, because this money, if you calculate it, 5% means 250 million per constituency. How I wish the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Local Government could come out very clear, because right now, through you, Mr. Speaker, each constituency right now has got a certain project which, due to heavy rains that we have had last rainy season, needs a repair. And I don't think those small projects need the whole process of procurement. So how I wish the Minister of Local Government and Minister of Finance and the Minister of Justice can come out very clear the actual processes this 250 million kwacha should follow. Otherwise, right now the councils, the constituency people are asking us how the bridges that were washed away can be repaired. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want also to thank the Minister of Local Government. Last week they released a performance-based LAPA. I don't know if which the chair of can clarify, or they need to be investigating better, that is this the same performance-based results? Is it the same one that is going to be applicable to the CDF? If it's not the same, I wanted the Minister of Local Government and the Minister of Finance to come up with very clear key performance area which the councils needs to follow, so that when we are following them at the council level, we should be knowing the statuses and where they're lagging behind and where they're doing better. We as oversight, we should be able to know that these are the parameters, and now as Mberwa District Council, you are lagging behind here. As we are speaking right now, I can't tell where Mberwa District Council is lagging behind in terms of for us to access the 250 million and also to access the 5 billion. With these few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the report, but how I wish there should be a continuous process by this committee to be following up other councils that have not been followed up through their report. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Zimba South. Let's go to Baraka Olongwe. I see point of order. Baraka Olongwe, please sit. Neno South, what's gone out of order?
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving the people of Neno point of order. Is it in order that we don't recognize the district councils that have done well in the LAPA ranking, the local authority performance assessment, where Neno, Doa, and Rumpi are the best 3 councils that have done well in this district? Is it in order, Mr. Speaker, sir? Thank you. I submit.
Those members that were mentioned, if you are all here, please rise. The minister is here, so don't try and cheat us here. No, but let's clap hands for those. Indeed, I see women are doing very well. Men, are they in the top 3? No, good job. Please, we need to be on top of the game for this CDF to work. Thank you very much. Leader?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg you to move that debate on the report to be curtailed in order to allow for the chairperson of the committee to wind up. I beg to move.
Honourable members, we have a motion, but before the motion, I think the Minister of Local Government wants to say something. Yes, Minister of Local Government.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I wanted to plead that there is what is called boardroom diplomacy, and that the issue being raised on the floor, particularly on the emergency, that's why it has been withdrawn on the order paper for purposes of boardroom diplomacy. And I would really encourage the chair and indeed members to observe boardroom diplomacy than taking it on the floor. I submit, Right Honourable.
Boardroom diplomacy. Chichewa mwapeze kuseri. Kuti mukamvesesi. Oh yes, that's nice. There are some things that need boardroom diplomacy. And as members, we should understand. Thank you so much, Honourable Minister. Honourable members, we have a motion. The motion is to curtail debate in order to allow the chair to wind up. Those of that opinion say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Chair.
Thank you, Right Honourable Mr. Speaker. Indeed, from the contributions made, there's a general consensus that whilst progress has been made, we need to move with speed, and the committee has taken note of the observations. Just to assure honourable members here, the committee will continue with the exercise to ensure that we monitor progress and we support the local authorities to accelerate implementation. There was a question on the 1.2 billion from MEDEF. Indeed, the Honourable Committee engaged MEDEF to seek clarification, and it is what has been highlighted in the report that as we speak, no CDF loan has been dispersed to any group. The 1.2, according to MEDEF, is basically general loans that MEDEF works on. So it is not the CDF loans targeting youth and women. So that was the response. Mr. Speaker, sir, we just want to mention that indeed during the exercise, the committee did not observe any dashboard, and we are really happy that the dashboard has been launched. I think it was just an oversight from the Minister of Local Government not to invite this honourable committee to be part of the launch. No, we did not, unfortunately. So we should have attended that, but that is very good progress. As the Honourable Minister has indicated, we will engage the ministry on the recommendations and seek a plausible outcome that would benefit all the constituencies as well as the local authorities. With these remarks, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to submit that the House indeed adopts the report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Indeed, your last statement is very important. I wanted to ask the Minister, if possible, to make time, make sessions, so that groups of members can come and understand the dashboard, and so that for easy references and easy follow-ups, that would be very nice. I would also want to learn about the new dashboard. But congratulations for the dashboard, and we hope it will work to the best. Thanks, Honourable Minister. Honourable members, as moved by the chair, I now put the question that the report of the Parliamentary Committee on Local Authorities and Rural Development on the preparedness of key stakeholders for the implementation of the reformed Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in the 2026-2027 financial year be adopted by the whole House. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried.
General business, presentation of committee reports. F5, report of the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources, Energy and Climate Change on the oversight field visit to Kangankude rare earth mine in Baraka district and engagement with the Minister of Mining on the status of operations, mineral licensing, and related matters concerning Lindian Resources Limited, July 2026.
Thank you. The Chair for the Natural Resources. Oh, it's the Vice Chair. Vice Chair, you have the floor. Yes, Vice Chair.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, sir. Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to present the paper standing in my name under item 2B, Roman numeral 6 of the order paper.
Sergeant at Arms. Vice Chair, do you wish to speak to your report?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for giving the opportunity to the Committee of Natural Resources Committee to give its report. Right Honorable Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 185 to move that this House considers and adopts the report of Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources, Energy and Climate Change on its oversight visit to the Kangakude rare earth mine in Balaka district, and on this committee's subsequent engagement with the Ministry of Mining, its departments and agencies. Mr. Speaker, sir, before I go into substance of this report, Allow me to thank your office and the office of the Clerk of the Parliament for the support extended to the committee throughout this exercise. I also wish, on behalf of the committee, to acknowledge the cooperation we received from the Ministry of Mining, the Malawi Mining Electoral Authority, the Malawi Mining Investment Company, the Geological Survey Department, and from Lindian Resources itself, whose officials received us at the mine site and answered our questions candidly. Mr. Speaker, sir, why does this report matter? Kangakude Rare Earths project is not just another mining project. It sits on one of the largest monazite rare earths deposits outside China. It is rich in minerals that the whole world is now scrambling for because they go into the magnets that power electric vehicles, wind turbines, and the technology of the future. This deposit was first identified by our own Geological Survey Department back in 1940s. It sat idle for decades for lack of investment. Today, under the Malawi 2063 agenda, it has elevated a flagship project for this country. That is precisely why this committee felt it necessary to go and see ourselves what is happening on the ground, and to sit down with the ministry to get clear answers. Right Honorable Speaker, sir, on 19th July 2026, the committee traveled to Balaka district and toured the Kangakude Rare Earths mine. 3 days later, on 22nd July, we had a roundtable meeting here at Parliament Building with the Ministry of Mining and its departments and agencies for a full briefing. What I present to this House today is the product of those engagements. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to take this Honorable House through the ownership history because it is an important context. The license over Kangakude was originally held by Rift Valley Resources Development Limited. After a protracted court process, Rift Valley was granted a medium-scale mining license in April 2022, valid for 10 years. In May of that same year, Lindian Resources Limited, a company listed on Australian Securities Exchange, reached a court-endorsed settlement with Rift Valley, giving it right to acquire the company. Your committee was told that Lindian Resources completed the acquiring processes in December 2025, and now Lindian owns the 100% of Rift Valley. Mr. Speaker, sir, the first matter I must flag to this House, although the beneficial ownership changed hands in December last year, the mining license itself, as the Debt Ministry briefed us, is still legally held in the name of the Rift Valley. The ministry was clear with us that under Mines and Minerals Act 2023, a change of shareholding does not on its own transfer a mining license. That requires a separate statutory process. The ministry has written a Rift Valley Resources multiple times requiring it to formally apply for that transfer. Your committee was concerned that this process has taken far too long for a project of this national significance, and therefore strongly recommends that the Ministry of Mining and MMRA expedite the process without further delay. Mr. Speaker, sir, the second matter concerns the scale of the project itself. When Rift Valley originally applied for its license, it presented figures based on a resource estimate of 85 million tons and a production plan of around 400 tons of monazite concentrate per year, with stage 1 capital expenditure of about $5 million, Mr. Speaker, sir. Fast forward to today, Lindian own feasibility study puts the resource of 261 million tons with planned production of 20,000 tons of concentrate per year. And stage 1 capital expenditure, $40 million US. Honorable members, that is not a small adjustment. That is an entire different order of magnitude. Under Section 144 of the Mines and Mineral Act of 2023, whether a project qualifies as medium scale or large scale is determined by three things: annual production capacity, capital expenditure, and the size of the workforce, not simply the size of the ore body. The indicative threshold of large-scale status is production exceeding 5 million tons actually, capital expenditure exceeding $250 million US, and a workforce of 1,000 and more. The committee was told by the ministry that it had asked the Malawi Mining Regulatory Authority, MMRA, to conduct a technical assessment to determine where Kangakude now falls. Mr. Speaker, sir, given the gap between what was originally licensed and what is now being planned, this House should insist that this assessment be conducted speedily and not on basis of independent verification rather than the company's own self-reporting. Right Honorable Speaker, your committee was frankly not convinced that the company does not already meet the threshold for a large-scale license. And we cautioned during our engagement that a company could deliberately or otherwise present its figures in a matter designed to remain under a more lenient category. Let me add that if Linden Resources is to change its category of license from medium scale to large scale under the Mines and Mineral Act of 2023, and Malawi government through MAMICO will greatly benefit as MAMICO can. By law, venture into securing some shares of the foreign exchange market. However, let me point out that for government to secure shares on the foreign market exchange, there is a need to provide adequate support to MAMICO through the Ministry of Finance. Allow me to tell what the committee observed on the ground, Mr. Speaker, sir. We were told that approximately 27,000 tons of ore was already sitting in the run-of-mine pad at the mine, and that the Linden Resources and its storage facility was already at 50% capacity. Honorable members may wish to note that this is for a project that has not yet been commissioned for a commercial production. We also learned that mine has been conducting blasting operation every day at a depth of approximately 500 meters since 1st July of this year. The company maintains that the activity it is now conducting is exploration and bulk sampling by the Ministry of Mining for its part. Told us it has found no evidence to date of unfair commercial exportation of rare earth ore, and that materials exported so far were exploration, meticulous testing, and laboratory analysis done under regulatory approval. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee accepts that assurance, but it's clear that volume of ore now stockpiled and the scale frequently of blasting warrants a closer and continuing verification even by independent inspectors. This House cannot simply take comfort in an assurance. It must see follow through. There were other matters that troubled the committee, Mr. Speaker, sir. We asked the company directly whether it holds a valid environmental and social impact assessment (ASIA) certificate. We were told that the certificate covers only current operational area and that the company was yet to secure approval of its expanded footprint. That is a gap that must be closed before any expansion proceeds, and we urge relevant institutions, particularly Malawi Environmental Protection MEPA, to be proactive on this project to follow through. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, sir, your committee asked why the company had not submitted technical, operational, and financial documents that the ministry had requested. These documents I have just mentioned are essential of determining the correct license category. It was therefore surprisingly, Mr. Speaker, sir, to learn that the company representative could not give the committee satisfactory answer and appeared not even to be aware the deadline has passed. For a project of such national importance, it was clearly inadequate, and the committee has therefore strongly recommended in its report that the ministry must now enforce compliance, including where necessary through the verification, suspension, or even revocation of the license. Your committee further raised the question of local capacity, Right Honorable Speaker. Malawi does not currently have accredited laboratory to test and verify mineral samples, Mr. Speaker, sir. Not even at Malawi University of Science and Technology. According to our laws, should rely on the Geological Survey Department, but it has no equipment. That is why we keep relying on external verification, which compromises safeguarding of our natural resources. Linden Resources informed your committee, Mr. Speaker, sir, plainly that building such capacity falls outside its core business. That may be true from a company's point of view, but from this nation's point of view, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is a gap in our sovereignty over the value of our own minerals, and the government must act on it. Your committee strongly recommends that the Ministry of Finance should prioritize providing financial resources to the Ministry of Mining for the construction of a modern laboratory and support Geological Survey Department to curb this challenge, Mr. Speaker, sir. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, on the question of benefit to Malawi, the committee raised concern that Linden Resources listed on exchanges in Australian and United Kingdom and borrowing foreign financiers, the structure of this project may be oriented primarily towards return of these foreign shareholders. We were assured that Malawi will benefit through royalties, taxes, and equity stake through the Malawi Mining Investment Company, MAMICO. But, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, an assurance is not equity. As of today, MAMICO has not acquired a single share on behalf of the people of Malawi in this project. The committee urges that this matter be prioritized and that the Ministry of Mining, in conjunction with the Ministry of Finance, should explore avenues through which government, through MAMICO, can benefit from the project and similar ones. Right Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the committee is satisfied that the Ministry of Mining understands the issues at its states, but understanding is not enough. The transfer of this license, the determination of its correct category and license, the closing of the Asia gap, and the securing of Malawi's equity stake have all taken longer than this project national importance can justify. Your committee is of the view that this House has a responsibility to safeguard a resource of such significance, one that has taken decades from the 1940s to present to come to fruition, so that it is not lost through procedural gaps while the nation continues to wait. Your committee further holds the view that as the country strives to retain this project, investors must strictly adhere to the legal and regulatory framework governing the sector, and that this country must not compel to force or accept projects out of desperation. I therefore move, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, that this House considers and adopts this report together with its recommendation and further urge the Ministry of Mining and all relevant stakeholders to act on them without further delay. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I beg for more.
Women power. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I see we have a new usher in the house. She brought a bottle of water and the bottle of water is left there. I don't know. Would you mind coming to take it back? The new usher. Thank you. Any member to second the report? I see. Is it Rumpi West? Rumpi West?
First of all, Right Honourable Speaker, sir, I would like to thank the Lord for seeing our chair back in the chamber, and also for the grace that God provided on the Minister of Information. He's also back in the house. We thank the Lord for that. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Honourable Vice Chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources, Energy and Climate Change. Mr. Speaker, sir, what we witnessed at Kangankunde and what we later heard from the minister point to a point of immense national significance, one that must be handled with the seriousness, discipline, vigilance it deserves. Some of the key issues that stand out from the report, Mr. Speaker, sir, are as follows. First, Mr. Speaker, sir, is the growing disconnect between the scale of operations on the ground and the regulatory framework governing the project, while the mine continues to operate under a medium-scale mining license issued in 2022. The current scale of activity suggests a project that may well exceed that classification. At the same time, the committee found that critical technical, operational, and financial documentation required by the Ministry to determine the appropriate license category has not been submitted. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is not minor administrative lapse. It is a matter that goes to the integrity of our licensing regime. Secondly, is the delay in the statutory transfer of the mining license is of the committee's concern. Ownership of the project changed in December 2025, yet the license remains in the name of the previous entity. While the explanation have been provided, the committee was clear while the explanation has been provided by the committee was clear that compliance with the law cannot be indefinitely deferred. A project of this magnitude cannot operate in a gray area
where the legal holder of the license is not aligned with the actual controlling entity. The third point, which is an equally critical issue that emerged during our engagements, is the question of energy. Right Honorable Speaker, sir, your committee was informed inadequate and unreliable power supply remains one of the key operational challenges affecting the project. If Malawi is to move beyond extraction and achieve value addition with its borders, then government must deliberately prioritize and guarantee reliable power supply to the mining sector. Without this, we risk exporting raw or semi-processed materials and losing the very value that this House seeks to secure for our economy. Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, this report is not against investment. On the contrary, it supports investment that is responsible, transparent, and full compliant with our laws. Malawi must remain open for business, but never, underline, but never at the expense of its regulatory standards or national interest. We must not find ourselves lowering the bar of compliance or accept arrangements that do not serve our people. With these few remarks, I urge this House to adopt this report. Right Honorable Speaker, sir, I submit.
Thank you very much, Mr. West. Lilongwe City, I have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I stand to speak in support of the report, a report that is very clear, but also a report that helps us to identify gaps that are there in our regulatory framework, but also in our pieces of legislation. I think the whole House can agree with me that we want investment in mining, but we want investment in mining that is going to benefit us as Malawians. To be able to do that, Right Honorable Speaker, we have to build capacity. And I think the Minister of Mining will agree with us that we do not have the capacity. We are dealing with entities, with companies that have vast experience, that have been there forever, and these are businessmen that have the experience to be able to extract what they want from Malawi without us knowing. So what we have a policy at the moment that we have to have primary processing in Malawi. But what are we doing in order to ensure that primary processing is done in Malawi? We need to empower our people. We need to build capacity within ourselves here in Malawi. Bottom line, Right Honorable Speaker, our universities have to train the people now that are going to work in our mining industry. We have to build capacity within ministries. Every ministry, be it Ministry of Education, Ministry of Mining, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Local Government, Gender, has to mainstream mining in its activities. Because all these have a bearing on whether we are going to benefit from mining or not. I'll start with the Ministry of Education. Do we have engineers? Do we have technocrats that will be able to man these mines? The Ministry of Information, does it have all the information on its fingertips to empower our communities so that they are aware of their rights, they are aware of their responsibilities? The Ministry of Energy, does it have the capacity to be able to power our mining industry? You know, we are looking down at I don't think we realize the magnitude of the assets that we have. Sitting under Kangankude Hill are the largest deposits of minerals in the world, of rare earths in the world outside China. And that's big, that's huge. We need energy to power that. And we have other minerals that need energy. So we can talk about the vast assets that we have, but if we do not have the capacity to extract, we do not have the technical know-how to be able to engage with these big companies, we will lose out. We do not have the laboratories that can assess whether what is going out is what we want to come back. Do we have the infrastructure to follow the money, or that when the minerals are exported, are we realizing the base for our country? Is the forex that will be coming back? Is it what we have exported? So we need the technical know-how, and that we need to build through our Ministry of Education. We need, as a country, to know that Mamiko is empowered. Mamiko does not have shares in any of the mines. It does not have shares in Kairekera. And even as we sit here, their shares are available at Kangankude, but Mamiko is not even able to access those shares because they've not been financed. So we have to approach this whilst we are saying that mining is a frontier that is going to help our economy. But what is it we're investing in order for us tomorrow to reap what is due to us? So my plea to the government is that the Minister of Justice, our laws aligning so that we're not taken advantage of. So, Right Honorable Speaker, there's so much that I wanted to say, but bottom line, we have to build capacity. Bottom line, we need to sensitize our communities. We need to have a whole of government approach to this mining industry so that we're able to realize the benefits for our nation. Thank you very much. I submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move that debate on the report to be curtailed in order for the chairperson of the committee to wind up. I beg to move.
Honourable members, we have a motion that debate be curtailed in order for the vice chair to wind up. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Chair, Vice Chair, please wind up.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Indeed, from all the contributions that the honorable members have made, the committee has taken note of everything, but we still insist that the Ministry of Mining should take an action so that the Malawians should start benefiting everything that belongs to them from the mining sector. And as the committee, we will try our best to bring all the benefits of Malawians from the mining sector. I submit and I beg this honorable House to adopt the report. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, before I put the question, allow me to say this. The Minister of Mining is here. Allow me to say this because I had a very good day today, but this report has upset me. And this is what we are going to do. Minister of Mining, you have 3 days to put that company on hold. You suspend operations on that mine. Let us put those things in order. The fact that they cannot change ownership, the fact that they are still operating a large-scale mine using a medium-scale license cannot be accepted. As much as we want our minerals to assist us, as Lirongwengwenya said, we are not going to just throw them away. No one will leave Australia to come and get something that is useless here. It has value, and we need that value to show. The figures we are hearing here, $25 million, $250 million, $40 million, that's not, to Malawians, that's not medium scale. That's large scale. So maybe there's something that they don't want to expose by using large scale license. We need the committee to be on top of this. My chair, you have 30 days with your committee to verify everything, make sure it is in order, and we will need a report here. If you are not satisfied, this mine can close. We are not going to throw our minerals away. If our people are not benefiting, we don't need them. So let's put, we have an act that was passed here in 2023. So please, I hope we are on the same page with the minister. We're not going to allow our minerals to be stolen anymore. We'd rather keep them Sizima Vunda. Thank you so much. I rule so. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Before I put the question to adopt the report, Leader, you wanted to say something? Or we move the motion first? Thank you. Honourable members, I now put the question that the House adopts a report of the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resource, Energy and Climate Change on the oversight field visit to Kangankude Rare Earth Mine in Baraka District and engagement with the Ministry of Mining on the status of operations, minerals licensing and related matters concerning Lindian Resources Limited, July 2026. I now put the question that the whole House adopt the report in its entirety. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Yes, Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I do understand your misgivings on issues to do with mining. We take note of that. Just to indicate that government is on top of these things. So we're not sitting idle. It's not like we're doing anything. The minister, the ministry, and all other ministers are working in unison to ensure that our people benefit from mining. We know for sure that the next big thing for this country is mining. And that's why the president took the initiative to create a standalone ministry responsible for mining, for the very reasons. I would like to submit, Mr. Speaker, sir. That said, tomorrow we will concentrate on bills. So the whole of tomorrow we'll be dealing with the bills that have been circulating on the order paper. I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Leader, thank you for that assurance. My concern mainly was looking at the time this license was issued, 2022, it's the same time around that bridging foundation we were being taken advantage of. That's why we're saying let's dig and find the truth. Thank you so much, Leader. Honourable members, before we adjourn, I have a few announcements to make. Budget Committee and Legal Affairs Committees, Budget and Legal Affairs Committees to remain in the chamber soon after adjournment. Your chair would like to speak to you, the Budget and Legal Affairs Committees. Hey, Parliament football team will play Barracks women football team on Wednesday. The training for this match will start tomorrow. We have to train to beat these ladies at Bingu Upper Stadium. Please take note. This is from Coach Honorable Santiago Piri. Members of the Public Appointments Committee to remain in the chamber after adjournment. The chair, Mwanza Central, would like to speak to you. Lilongwe City MPs to meet in the chamber after adjournment. This is coming from Lilongwe City, Mloza. So the chamber will be busy after adjournment. Please take note of those meetings. Honour members, it is now 6:02. I adjourn the House to tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. House adjourned.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.